What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Barbells and Bangers. A really talented kickboxer with great takedown defense is also a fantastic style for MMA.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot more blueprints out there now to like takedown defense and getting back up. Where like in the early days, I was learning on the fly. I fought 27 unsanctioned fights. They were amateur fights before I turned pro. Like my last fight in PFL was on a day's notice.
But you were facing a tough guy. I mean, he's about to fight Sabadu C, right?
Yeah. He
so
he almost beat him last time, and like he could have won the tournament. And like, but like the whole thing about that is like I had no game plan, no strategy.
Today we have a very special guest. He is a professional MMA fighter. He currently carries an impressive record of 11 wins and 5 losses in professional MMA. 2 of those wins are by way of knockout, and 9 of those wins are by way of submission. So all of his wins by way of finish. So you know he's a crowd pleaser. And he's fought for multiple MMA organizations, including Total Warrior Combat, where he earned a championship. He's fought on Dana White Contender Series. He's fought in the PFL Challenger Series, as well as King of the Cage, and his most recent fight in CLIP. He is from Macomb, Michigan, and he fights out of Macomb Martial Arts. He originally has a background in sport karate, and he started training karate at the age of 5. So he's been training martial arts pretty much his entire life. His most recent fight, he won via a first-round guillotine, and he looks to improve his win streak from 2 to 3 with his next fight in the PFL on August 23rd in New York. I'm very excited to introduce you, so without further ado, let's welcome Korey Kuppe. Hey!
Yo.
What's up? You look like you're chilling.
I'm chilling. I was trying to get some sun, but Michigan's going cold, so.
Oh, yeah. What's the temperature over there?
68.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It might have been 69.
It's warmer over here. I'm in St. Louis.
Okay. Well, it was nice. Like yesterday was like 87, but like it's just all over the place.
Man, that's crazy.
But I'm shiny, like I'm suntanning, so this is my like one rest day, so we're chilling.
There you go. Yeah, that's your Sunday routine. Nice. Well, very cool. Well, I'm so excited to have you on. I've done some research on you, and I've watched, a little bit of your fights, and I'm super excited to watch you on August 23rd in PFL. That's huge. How did you get that opportunity? How did you run into that? To get on such a big stage, and PFL is getting so big right now.
Yeah, it kind of just happened. I actually went to Vegas for the UFC in July because I knew people were gonna pull off, and I told my manager, I'm like, I'm gonna be there on weight, and I'm gonna be ready to fucking fight Bo Nickel because Trayshawn Gore is a pullout artist, and he's for sure pulling out because he has no way to win, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking be there. So he's like, all right, sweet. So then, the day I was like coming, that's when the pullout happened. So I was like texting everyone, tweeting, like, give me that fucking matchup. I'm like, I've never lost to a redhead in my fucking life and anything. So, let's do this, right? So then, obviously I didn't get the matchup, and then I actually have a video standing next to the guy, because I'm a giant. I'm 6'5", right?
Yeah, so I noticed that.
So what I've figured out is for like short notice replacement fights, which is like what I've been kind of doing and then kind of like trying to do for UFC and stuff is I'm a weird person to fight on short notice. I'm 6'5". I fight with an awkward style. And then anyways, in the hotel in Vegas, I was seeing all the guys in my division, and like they're like up to my belly button. It's amazing. Like the guy Bo Nickel fought, I think I'm like a foot taller than. I took a video next to him. It was absolutely incredible.
Val Woodburn. Yeah, he was like 5'8", I think.
Yeah. Like it was crazy. So I'm like, holy shit. Like even like the guys on TV, they're listed at like 5'9". They're really like 5'8", 5'7". I'm 6'5". I'm like looking at these guys like, oh my gosh, this is sweet. Like I'm like, so like the shitty part is I'm like, I'm not in the big leagues yet, but the cool thing is I'm like, I'm a monster, and like I'm not really scared of these guys at all. So like just sizing up some of the guys that I was watching and seeing that they're like a lot tinier in person. That's pretty cool.
That's hilarious. It's so funny you mentioned that, because when I first went and looked at your page and kind of looked at, your fight history and all that, I was like, oh my God, this guy's huge. And I thought you were like light heavyweight or middleweight, like at the least. And then I saw you were fighting at welterweight. I'm like, how the hell does this guy make welterweight? I'm like, there is no way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was doing it for a long time. Like I can actually do it kind of easy, like um, which is crazy. But anyways, at middleweight, I'm really good. I'm like 9-1, and I have a win against the one, or 8-1, and have a win against the one, or some shit. And everything outside of 170, like higher, and I don't know. I think because I'm so tall and skinny, I think because like normal people are like chunkier and thicker, they got more muscle to lose or whatever. But I think because when I cut weight, even if I don't cut that much weight, I feel like I'm so skinny at 170. And like my last fight in PFL was on a day's notice, and I
Oh,
got
wow.
it was like the most embarrassing fight of my life. That's why I'm back. But
Hey, at
no,
least
so
it
like
motivated you.
oh
That's
my
good.
goodness. It was like I lost in 59 seconds, and it was the only time I've ever been run over. Like just
Yeah.
and
But you
I
were
was
facing a tough guy. I mean, he's about to fight Sabadu C, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So,
he almost beat him last time, and like he could have won the tournament. And like but like the whole thing about that is like I had no game plan, no strategy. It's a day's fucking notice. I was there as a
yeah.
replacement. I only knew I was gonna be there like 9 days out. And I hit on my brother the night before. I'm like, dude, I've been watching these guys train for 2 hours a day as the replacement. They don't care that I'm watching them. They don't know who the fuck I am. I'm like, and all of them suck besides this fucking Brazilian. This guy's a fucking roided out animal, dude. He's hitting pads for 3 hours straight, growling. He's like 210 pounds. Like he's got back knee coming out of his brain. Like I was like, he's gonna be a problem. So then, sure as fuck, in the morning they're like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm ready. You're paying me to make weight, of course." And they're like, "We got a guy." I'm like, "Sweet." And they're like, "Tell me who it was." I was like, "Fuck yeah, of course it's him." So then, so I kind of just went out there with like a fucking mentality, and my foot hit his head right away on like a kick. And I didn't like how he was invading my space, and I just threw a punch. I got clipped by something I didn't see. And I went to my
Yeah.
guard because I finished. I have 9 submissions, and I went to my guard. I'm like, I'm gonna tie this guy up and tire him out for a minute. And he just fucked me up, and I just like got stuck where whenever I was not covering up, I was like flashing, and it was the shittiest fight of my life. So now I'm back. But no, but like I was so small for that fight because I was like just like fasting and going down to 170. So this fight's actually at 185. And
Your next fight?
yeah, so
Oh,
I'm
nice.
yeah, and then my last couple have been too. And I'm like 197, 198 right now. But
Oh,
like
okay.
when I fought Leo, I was like 177. I was like just skinny, trying to keep my weight low for short notice stuff. And so I'm like 20 pounds thicker, and like I'm so tall, you can barely even tell, but I feel so strong and good. So I'm actually really pumped up about like the weight class being up. And like my brother fights this weekend in a main event at
Oh,
155.
nice. What's your brother's name?
Korey Kuppe. So
Oh, I'll have
he's
to check
fighting
him
in
out.
yeah, he's fighting in Detroit this weekend. But like a 2, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think we were like the same size. And yeah, I'm fighting at
Wow.
185. He's fighting at 155. So
Oh my
seeing like
gosh.
all the bullshit he's doing right now, like is really pumping me up because I'm like, this is what my opponent's doing, and like the other people are doing this bullshit, and like I'm eating steak. I might even eat some pie and crumble cookie today. I love cookies.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny you mentioned that because like I don't think a lot of people understand like how much the weight cut affects your ability and your strength. Because like even me, like, during the wintertime, I usually bulk up a little bit more. I'm eating good, and I'm usually lifting heavier. And then like during the summertime, I'm usually leaner and I'm not eating, I'm cutting a little bit more. Like I'm not eating as much as I want to. Like I'm not eating all the sweets and fun stuff. And I noticed a difference in the gym, like with my lifts, like I'm not as strong when I have like less weight on me. And even like 5 pounds makes a big difference for me. I mean, I'm pretty small, but I noticed the difference, like that's like you were saying, like you feel stronger when you're heavier. So I'm curious to see how you do in your next fight and how strong you're gonna be, because that's gonna be exciting with not having to cut that much weight. I'm sure you're
It's
very thrilled
wild.
about that.
My last fight was at or was it 195? We did a 195 catch weight.
Okay.
And it was a local fight, and like in Detroit. So it was my first time being able to fight in Detroit in like 9 years or something. And because there's just not a lot of shows, and they're like kind of like a low budget. So I had to basically take no purse for them to pay somebody a bounty to come and fight me. So
Wow.
I fought a wrestler at 195. I submitted him in the first round, but that was my first fight in 10 months. And I'd just been like coming off of a 7-second head kick knockout. So like,
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
that was coming off of getting fucked up on one day's notice. So it was like, so like not being able to fight for 10 months, like whatever, like if I was 22 years old, that'd be good. I like need the evolution, but I'm 34, and I feel like I know 100% for a fact, like not even like 99, like 100% for a fact, like most all of these prelim guys like in the UFC like that I watch like in my weight class, like some of them are just straight fucking trash. Like they might just be there to get melted on purpose. Like it's bad. So like some of them are trash, but it's frustrating for me because I'm just sitting out here begging for a fight. All the local guys, all the tough guys are like, fuck that. I'm not fighting that fucking guy for whatever the fuck they're paying at the local shows, like that guy's pissed. So finally I was like, all right, I didn't get on the UFC that weekend. Like I wanted the Jack Della fight. I wanted all the fights. And then like the next day, my manager hit me up. I got a good management team with Iridium and Jason House.
Oh,
And they're like,
nice.
you want to
Yeah,
fight
they're
in
crushing it right
PFL?
now.
Yeah, they were like, you want to fight in PFL against this guy from Saudi Arabia? And I was like, fucking fuck yes, I do, dude. Like, that's exactly what I want to do. Like, I can't sit around anymore. Like, even like, so I'm really pumped because I'm like, it's a sweet card. They got the semifinals going that night. They got Clay Collard and
Shane
Burgos is a
Burgos, yeah.
banger.
Nice.
Olivier Mercier, I used to go up to TriStar, and he was like the nicest person in the
Oh,
gym to
he's
me.
so
Like,
good.
yeah, him. We always told everybody like him and McDessie. Those were like my two favorite people that would like come out of their way to talk to me, train with us, be nice. And Mercier, yeah, I think it was like 2015, 2016. He fucked me up on jujitsu round, and I was like, he got me with like inverted triangle Kimura from the top, and then I was like, how did you do that? And then he was just like, huh? I was like, can you show me that right now, please? But he's cool. And then like I'm seeing what he's doing in PFL. I'm like, this, fucking PFL is pretty fucking sick. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
I'm coming in on like a one fight thing here, and then my job right now is I'm gonna break the fucking internet with viral knockout or a viral submission nobody's ever fucking seen. And then I'm either gonna be in next year's fucking $1 million tournament. I'm gonna fucking fight Jake fucking Paul because he's coming to the 185 bracket in PFL.
Oh,
And
yeah,
who the
that's
fuck?
right.
How many 185 PFL fighters can you name? I'll give you 30 seconds. Ready, set, go.
185 PFL
One
fighters?
185 PFL fighters. You're on the
There's not
spot.
a lot, are there?
I don't even fucking know any of them. And this is like all I do is watch fighting
I
and
know
study
a bunch of
fighting
the
and
light
coach fighting.
heavyweight ones like from last night, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't I can't really think of
Yeah, so
middleweight.
I've never even heard of anybody at 185 in PFL. So the way I look at it, it's like if Jake comes over and fights Nate, whatever, I'm the 185 or left. Um, his actual size, so he's gonna fight me next. Or there's $1 million tournament that I just win because I don't know who else is in there. But anyways, so yeah, like I feel like they're gonna really like my performance too, because I don't even know anybody at 185, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I was asking my people in my gym, my fighters that watch everything, I'm like, who's the top dog at 185? And they're like, huh? I'm like, I don't fucking I have no idea. I knew at 170 when I went in that tournament, they were like, who do you want to fight? Once you get into the tournament, I'm like, once I get in the tournament, give me Ray Cooper the first round because he's 5'8" and I can step on him because I'm a foot taller and he swings wild hooks, which doesn't work against my like Wonder Boy. He's Adesanya style. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking curb stomp that little fuck. And he won back-to-back $1 million tournaments, so I'll beat the best guy first round. And like then I lose to the Brazilian, and then the next fight the Brazilian goes out there and just dog walks that guy around the cage, beats him like 160 strikes to 16. I'm like, see, that guy's fucking good. And then that guy's just killing everybody one shot. And I'm like, yeah, well, he's got some secret acai down there in Brazil. So like now, but guess what? PFL just got USADA. Like 2 days after
Yeah.
I fucking signed with them, they hit me up like, we're USADA now. So like if I saw the Brazilian again in like a year, like the end of next year, like under USADA, whole different fucking game. That's like
Oh
one of the main
yeah.
reasons I wanted to fight in the UFC, because like I'm a skinny technical motherfucker, and it's hard sometimes when these guys are fucking behemoths. Like that's like my one that's my one thing that they try to get over me is like physicality with like the wrestling and size and muscle. So when I was on Contender Series, that was my problem. That's how I lost the decision. So at the end of the round, I had the guy saved by the bell. He's tapping like 2 seconds after the bell. He's tapping his own leg, like tapping, like fucking tight guillotine. And then I just get like held up on the fence, held on the ground, like not guard pass, nothing. So I kind of like altered my game to make a lot more movement and shit happen, understanding guys that like if you're in there and you feel like you can't do anything on the feet because they're longer than you and better than you, and then you're grappling with them and you're like, damn, this guy's dangerous, and you're just trying not to get submitted, it turns into like they gotta try to shut my game down. So that's one of the biggest things I've been working on, is just like not letting like the Russian style
Oh
like
yeah.
fucking hold
Yeah,
me.
because you've got more of a you've got a karate background originally, and then you were kickboxing champion too, correct?
Yeah. So that's my background. I have like I'm a 4th degree black belt in karate.
Oh
I
wow.
have multiple point karate world titles like as a kid, and then I won kickboxing world championships in 2017. So um that's my base. That's like my life. That's what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
but they didn't have like pro in that shit. So I was like, I was playing college baseball and I was watching these MMA guys like the Matt Hughes era. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
and then at my gym that I trained at, they got MMA. They got an MMA team. So there were always these like guys with face tattoos and shit, just like in the gym and shit. And I'm like this like fucking respectful, like sniper, not respectful, I was a cocky kid, but sniper, like up and like kid. And I'm just like, all right, well, these are good guys to fuck up. So like I would go over there and I would just beat the fuck out of all the MMA guys, the wrestlers. And then they're like, can you help us? So then I would coach them. So I started coaching like MMA guys like at like 19, because they're like, what is this ninja shit you're doing? I'm like, it's this. Um, and then so I started coaching guys right away. And then I was like, all right. And then everyone's like, all you got to learn how to do is do the sprawl and you'll beat everybody. I was like, okay, I could do that. Turns out it took a long time. It's like 15 years in, I'm like almost there. I'm at like high brown belt level now. That's what we're working on.
Nice.
It wasn't so easy, so I had to get really
Yeah.
good at jiu-jitsu. So like jiu-jitsu like became like one of my things. So I got like 9 submissions, and then I
Yeah,
have
I
a
saw
dead,
that. It's impressive.
and then I have a dead orchard like elbow TKO in LFA. That was against a Rufus Sport guy, and he's a good grappler. He's a brown belt, and like I got him in rubber guard, basically in a 2-arm triangle with his arms crisscrossed, where he couldn't move his arms, and just elbowed him repeatedly for a finish on that. And that's like the first time that's ever happened. That hasn't happened. That
Oh
finish.
wow.
Yeah. So like I was like, that's pretty cool. So that's like just a 10th planet move that not a lot of people like. He didn't even probably know what he was in, so that was pretty dope. And then the pandemic hit the next week, so I was like, thank God I got to fight, got to like talk some shit after. I was like, fuck. I found out they didn't do post-fight speeches like the fight before, so I like ran over to the microphone where Pat Miletich was, and I just like started talking shit. I'm like, UFC, where the fuck you at? I'm stuck in this fucking shitty Detroit league. Trapped like in this shithole of a state. Like it's shitty out here. And like I guarantee you it's way shittier in where I'm from, in the outskirts of Detroit, where I gotta be hanging out, than it is in Saudi Arabia. I bet you this guy's got it comfy and good. He's probably got fucking like he's probably like a king out there, one of the only good MMA fighters. He's probably
Yeah, there's
got
not a ton of fighters from there. It's kind
yeah,
of like it seems like there's starting to like come up. Well, they're doing the Fury and Ngannou fight in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I know my opponent coaches an MMA team, and I coach MMA team too. So that's kind of cool because like
Yeah.
maybe he's like the Saudi Arabian version of me. I don't know. And then I know he used to train with Khabib and his dad,
Oh
a
wow.
ton on Instagram when I was doing a deep dive. And that's cool just to like tell the casuals in the gym and stuff too when they ask who I'm fighting. Because as soon as I say that, everyone's like, "Oh,
Right.
my
Yeah.
coach, my coach is gonna die." I'm like, "Yeah." So I just tell everyone, I'm like, "Yep, it's one of those motherfuckers."
Oh, that's funny. Well, it seems like, right now a lot of people are kind of pushing that whole like the Dagestani wrestling style and even like the American wrestling style, like Bo Nickel. And like that seems to be a really good recipe for MMA. But also, a kickboxer, a really talented kickboxer with great takedown defense is also a fantastic style for MMA, like Adesanya and Wonder Boy. And I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head, but it seems like that's also having a lot of success too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot more blueprints out there now to like take down defense and getting back up. Where like in the early days, I was learning on the fly. I fought 27 unsanctioned fights that were
Wow.
amateur fights before I turned pro as like a 19, 20, 21 year old. And a lot of the guys ended up fighting in the UFC and were college wrestlers. And I was fighting wrestlers on top because I realized I'm like the wrestler is the fucking nightmare right away. Like that's the problem. That's what I got to be training for. So one of the heads up I have on people is I've been training for the wrestler for a long ass time, and it's taken me a long ass time to get to the bigger promotions because I couldn't just come out and like ragged out. Like I was skinny as fuck and couldn't never grapple a day in my life. So I had to like deal with like Midwest grapplers too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm fighting on Brave out and against these guys from India and bullshit. I'm facing fucking Midwest, Michigan, Ohio, Canadians coming across the border, just fucking Big Ten wrestlers like as amateur fights and stuff. So I've been
That's
getting ready for
wild.
these fuckers since day one. I hate them. So like Planet Jiu-Jitsu is like a big part of the puzzle for that. And then really like fine tuning my takedown defense as good as possible. But like the way I always looked at it, I was always like, dude, like if I can jiu-jitsu at like the highest level, like Charles Oliveira style, and then just ninja them on the feet. So previously, sometimes I'd kind of just go and like let people take me down because I'm like, you're a fucking dumbass, dude. Why did you just fucking take me down into my guard? Like I'm gonna fuck you up. So there's no elbows in PFL,
Yeah.
which is fucking really weird because my amateurs get the elbow here, but I get it for like the tournament stuff. But that sucks because I like love carving people because of how tall I am.
Oh
Like if you
yeah.
try to like sit on my hips and like I'm like I can always elbow you unless my back's against the wall. So it's pretty cool to just like elbow. But I've also had like my funny bones been hurt for like years where it's just like getting tingles and stuff from just like mashing elbows. Cause I think in I I fought LFA, then I fought before that I fought Kenny Cross, who's 13-3. He's in Bellator now. I
Oh
beat
wow.
him, but I had like 3 wrestler fights in a row where I
Oh
think I
gosh.
landed over 200 elbows from the bottom. So my elbows just tingle for like a year and a half after that. Just like you roll over the wrong way, like the inside the funny bone is pretty.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't realize that until like a month or two ago that they didn't allow elbows in PFL, but I guess I feel like PFL is maybe they're a little bit more seem like they're a little bit more fighter focused than the UFC. Like they're a little bit more like kind of wanting to protect the fighters. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. It is a little odd because it's MMA, but I guess, you gotta work with what you've got. Get creative.
I like your setup.
Thank you.
Do you
Yeah,
read those
it's
books or are they there for the setup?
I've read most of them. Not all of them though. They're just books I have, but I definitely have read that one right there, the David Goggins one. That's one of my favorite books.
Okay,
I love
that's a good.
Goggins.
I might have to get that one.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of wondering, like, what's kind of your biggest motivation? Because, like, you came from karate, martial arts seems like it's in your blood. Like what really like drives you, motivates you, you know, obviously you had the loss, but you're on a 2-fight win streak right now coming into this fight. So you've got some momentum going. What really motivates you and drives you to get that win?
There's a lot. Like my two biggest fights so far it was that PFL on short notice, and then the Contender Series I fought. I don't know what it was, 3.5 weeks notice during the pandemic, like in the heat of the fucking pandemic, like right away 2020. And that guy got saved by the bell. That guy fought like a fucking pussy. He was an American top team, fucking juiced up, fucking hold on for your fucking life. I'm calling him a bitch, smacking him because I can't get leverage. Like he fought like a fucking bitch. That's why they were like, Dana's like, yeah, you're good as fuck, but like, dude, you can't fucking get signed off that. You felt like a bitch. That guy walked right over to Dana, was like, Dana, I tried my best. 6'5" southpaw. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do against that guy. Like, you can't strike with that motherfucker. Like, he's like, and then he goes in the promo after the most boring fight of all time, and he's like, I want Matthew Semmelsberger, who he probably would have fucked up bad, and he's like, I just beat a top guy in the fucking world right there. That guy's an animal, you know? Like, he was pumped. Like, and that guy's a good fighter in Bellator. Fucking. So, anyways, I didn't get to put on a fucking good performance like I should have. Like, that was like the most boring fight of my life, and it broke my heart. And then fucking, I leave there. I fight my mortal enemy, who fucking was my first pro loss. I fucking highlight reel him with a whole bunch of fucking head kicks and body kicks in under 3 minutes. Bury him, do the PFL thing, get pissed. 7-second head kick knockout that Tapology doesn't even have any time on. Fucking first shot, fucking head kick dead. And then, because that was after the Brazilian got me right away. So now I'm fucking pissed. Like, I'm probably one of the most pissed off fucking fighters in the world because I fucking was just fighting for fucking free. And I'm watching these like bullshit fighters flop around. And I know, like, I know I can beat the top fucking guys in the world on my A game. And I also know I'm one of the most entertaining fighters in the world. Usually, even in a fucking loss, I'm fucking awesome. I do crazy shit. I do shit people can't do on the feet. I do shit people can't do on the ground. I have fucking weird ass shit. Even on bottom, I'm entertaining. I'm talking shit if I'm fucking whatever. So, and I want, like, I want to showcase sweet shit. So when I fucking got into MMA, it was obviously everything I do because I've been a world champion. Like everything I do, I want to be a champion, and like I do see paths to getting there. Like I look at Jack Della. Jack Della was number 9 in the world. That guy is a 5'8" boxer. I'm a 6'5" karate fighter. Like if I was playing that guy at 170 pounds, I was begging for that matchup for a reason. I was calling for that weeks ago. I was begging. There's a reason I'm begging for that matchup. Like fucking, I can beat that guy like fucking 100%. So there's like paths to fucking being elite, like the number one person, right? But not only that, like I could fight more boring and shut motherfuckers down. If I fight the Brazilian again, I have the karate style to pull a fucking Wonder Boy and fucking 5-0 him in the rounds and be a fucking sleeping pill. I'm a 6 foot, how Adesanya does to people. Adesanya doesn't even bounce the way I bounce. Fucking I can fucking be a sleeping pill. And like I was a point fighter my whole life, like with my range, but that's in a big cage. Like that's not why I'm in the sport. I got in the sport because I fucking love like the kill or be killed, like finishing aspect of it. That's why all my wins are finishes. Like I like don't even go for points. Like I just try to kill the motherfucker. Like this fight, like people are always like, "What should I bet on?" Bet the fucking finish. Like bet the fucking finish. I 100%. I don't know what kind of finish because sometimes I drop them and choke them. But fucking like a couple of my submissions were really knockouts. Like kind of, I dropped them or hurt them and then I choked
Sure.
them. But I fucking love that. I love that. Like, all right, if we were in the back streets of Detroit or fucking Saudi Arabia or wherever we were, and I strangled you, you are fucking dead, motherfucker. Don't come back online talking shit. Don't say you want a rematch. You don't get a fucking rematch. You're fucking dead.
That's
And
hilarious. It's funny you
after one of
mentioned
my
that too.
losses, I gave a rematch to a fucking guy I murdered and then got fucking caught.
Yeah.
Like in the early days. Terrible. Why would I do that? You're dead.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see that, you want to entertain, you want to put on a show. You like it's not just about winning the fight. Like you said, all your wins have come by finish, and you're there to not only fight your butt off and like put on a show for the crowd and get the win, but you're also entertaining. You're hilarious. You've got like showmanship. It's great. And how important do you think that is for fighters, to not only win fights and obviously, that's what you're there to do, but also to entertain and, be fun on the mic and put on a show? Like, how important do you think that is for your career?
Yeah, I mean, as a fan, like I try to just be like what I like to watch. So like whatever I like to watch, like that's what I want to be like. So like even with like the style, like I liked watching Anthony Pettis jump off a fucking cage and hit someone with a foot. I liked watching like when Nate Diaz is talking shit out there. Like I like what I like. So like why wouldn't I want to promote that and be like that? And then like it's a lot easier. Like I don't even get why nobody calls nobody out. That's the biggest thing. Like I don't even care. Like if some people don't want to be confrontational, but like they give you everybody gets the mic. They're like, who do you want next? And they're like, oh, help my team. Look at it. And like we'll go back. I just want to see my kids. I need to see my boy. I miss my family. And I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up. Fucking say who you want. Otherwise, they're gonna give you some fucking motherfucker from Dagestan anyway. Say who the fuck you want. Speak the fuck up. Make a fight. So like a lot of guys don't understand that. Like make a fight. There's gotta be guys you want to fucking fight. If they give you the mic and ask you who you want to fucking fight, call some motherfuckers out. Call some motherfuckers out. Even my last fight, I knew I was gonna fight a big fight next and not fight a local fight, but fucking one of these stupid motherfuckers in my state was like, yeah, maybe next time we can fight or some stupid shit. So I was like, all right, fuck you, motherfucker, whoever you are in front of all his fans, because he just fought. So all his people were there. I was like, you and me, next fight, motherfucker, stupid shit, fucking dumb fuck. Like, all right, let's do it. So then now you can just like get the bitch out. And those bitch outs aren't on your record. I got like fucking 70 of them. It's retarded. I've had
That's
so many of those.
hilarious.
They're ridiculous. They should be on the record. Just people like being like, hell no, I won't fight you.
Right.
It should be on the records. But
That's
yeah, so
funny.
people, it's more entertaining when people are entertaining. But even that, like some guys don't have to say shit, and their fighting style is entertaining. But like you can be entertaining. I have a guy I coach, Tyler Grimsley, and he just moved to 6-0 as a pro, and he's amazing. And he doesn't even talk much, but he's
Yeah.
a wrestler, and all of his wins are by finish. He could lay and pray everybody. He does me in the gym sometimes. You could just hold on, lay and pray everybody, but he brings non-stop attack on the feet. He's fighting with my style, so good luck with him. So when he's in the wrestler fights, he was a college All-American, fucking cardio machine, like a Colby
Wow.
Covington. But he's basically a Colby fucking Covington fighting out of like my style, fucking on the feet with some really good jiu-jitsu, like 10th Planet style, but. You'll see he'll be in the UFC like any day now, probably short notice coming up.
Yeah.
But they've known about him for a minute too. But he just beat a 5-1 guy that was really good down in Texas. But he's just fucking nonstop attacking. He wants to be entertaining too. So it's like if he's on the ground, he's hitting you nonstop, transitioning nonstop. Like there's not 1 second where he's just giving you a second to breathe. And that style is so entertaining to watch. He's landing 200-300 shots a fight and getting guys out of there at the halfway point. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Wow.
He's kind of like he's quiet. He was talking some shit after his last fight because the guy missed weight, but his style is entertaining. So there's guys that just have sweet ass fucking styles too, like Nate the Train.
Oh yeah, he's super fun to watch. He's fun to listen to. Anytime he gets on the mic, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this guy's awesome.
I wish he fought last night.
Yeah, that was a good fight with Dan Ige, his last fight. Yeah, he's exciting. Well, and it's fun too. Like I know like some people like they see fighters talk trash and they're like, oh, these guys all they do is talk trash. And it's like there are some fighters where it's not their personality. And if it's not your personality, then it's like, yeah, don't force yourself to be somebody you're not. But I think it's really fun to see just like, these fighters that really like believe in themselves. And it's good because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe that you're the best in the world and that you can beat all these guys, then it's going to be hard for you to do it. So I think it's important to have that self-belief first and be like, yeah, I'm the best. And then who knows, maybe one day you could get there. You could be world champion in the UFC or PFL or whatever it is. And yeah, I just think that mindset, you know, for if it fits your personality, which for you, obviously it does. If it fits your personality, I think
Yeah.
it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's like the war mentality. Like, dude, I fucking hated everybody on our fucking scene on the come up. Like when I first started, everybody talked shit to me, and I was like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers!" They were like, "You can't wrestle, you can't grapple, blah blah blah," talking shit on forums. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna fuck you all up. Now, like my team, I have a small team. We're a big gym now. We're actually the largest size gym in Michigan. We've merged with like the top boxing gym, so
Oh,
we have
really?
all. Yeah, we have all like the guys that go to Golden Gloves Nationals. We have top fucking guys coming in through it. So I've been sparring like top boxers, like top of the fucking food chain, like elite fucking boxers for this fight. So two, which is like a whole new mix into my game. So that's gonna be sweet. But they yeah, so we've been like in this new gym for a year, but we got like a small crew of guys. But people don't like we don't have any like mega gyms in Michigan, but we have like a core of good gyms. Like there's some bigger teams with some bigger numbers, and then there's fucking us, the ones that fucking fuck everybody up. Like we have a small crew of ass whoopers. Like I don't let people fight. Like I don't coach people and let people fight if they're not trying to take the fuck over. Like I'm like, dude, this
Yeah.
shit's super dangerous. Like I just don't book them fights. I'm like, dude, you don't need to be fighting. Trust me. So like we got like a small group of guys and girls, and we got like young, like just savages on the come up. But me and my brother started teaching open our gym 10 years ago, and we didn't even want to train MMA guys right away. We focused on kids programs. So we have like the top kids MMA program in the state of Michigan. So right now is actually a crazy time where we have kids that are turning 14, 15, 16 years old that have been with us since they're like 5 doing full MMA full
Oh,
time.
wow. They're going to be monsters.
Yeah, so like now our team's like uh yeah, we're like the spooky new team in Michigan. Like everyone in Michigan like knows it's like the deep undercover secret, like our team. But like we don't even have like a team name right now either. We're fucking spooky. We're like the but we're like like I've been me and my brother, we fucking got in street fights all the time on the come up. We were unregulated. We got like Detroit and all of Flint. We got dangerous ass, like literally the most dangerous cities in the fucking world. Like when they do the dangerous cities rankings, have you ever seen those?
Oh, yeah. St. Louis is on
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah, St. Louis is on there too. Yeah. So like all these dangerous ass like Michigan cities is like our like local fucking circuit we've been dealing with all these fucking years. So like I don't know, like we've had a lot of beefs over the years. So it is what it is. Like I think like most of these guys are just like some of the guys are hood, like some of the guys that are from the hood, you can tell they're hood, but some of these guys like they're just not really about it, and it makes them uncomfortable because it makes it feel like a real fight, and they're worried about like looking stupid, like what people might say because I talk smack and I lost and I'm fighting a good guy because these guys are all really good at the end of the day, and it's like, dude, you're gonna look stupid anyway. Like, like when you, like if you ever like, I've never been like fucking knocked out and woke up, but yeah, well at least I didn't talk smack this time. Nah, man, at least I feel good about myself. Like, hell no, you feel like fucking shit if you lose. So like that shit doesn't even matter. I like it. I'm actually undefeated in beef fights over the years. Like when I'm talking shit, building up to it, like it's the best. Like I fucking love it. I wake up every day. Like I've had guys like make memes about me and shit, and you're just like you wake up and see that, and those are like your best training dates. Like that's like a
Oh,
real
yeah.
fight, you know.
It's got to motivate you.
And I'm comfortable with like shit talk too because my brother and me are 20 months apart, and he's been fighting. He is like me and him both have like just under 50 fights total between amateur and pro, but
Oh, wow.
we have probably had 1,000 street fights growing up. Like I'm so comfortable. Like we're so comfortable like engaging in beef. Like it's normal.
Yeah.
Like I've had to like I've had problems having like healthy relationships with people too, just because like my like I live the fight life. So like sometimes like my initial like reaction to shit is like shut the fuck up or I'm gonna kill you. You know, like that's how me and my brother like grew up.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna fucking fight you. Like so, it's cool. We do
that's funny.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that coming from like an upbringing like that, you've seen it with a lot of fighters where it does like affect their fighting style, where they're super super tough and they don't have any quit in them, and I love to see it. And there's a lot of fighters that come from a little bit more of like a very different background, like a Bo Nickel, for example. But then you see the fighters that they're just savages, and it's usually because they grew up like that.
Yeah, so one of my things I wrote down for this fight too is like if need be, we bring out the Detroit dog because
I
I've
love
been in
that.
like I've been in 5 round like I've been in pressure cooker fights like contender series and dead silence with plexiglass and having to wear a
Yeah.
fucking mask. Dude, I promise you, I swear and like nobody knows like the real realities of stuff. They might think that I swear I win that fight. I win that fight if I don't have to wear a mask. That mask fucked me up. It fucked up
Wait,
my
you had to
aura
wear a mask during the fight?
the whole week, like everywhere. Like
Oh God.
fucking yeah, mask that mask was fucking up my chi and my mouth. But for real. Like, no, but I've been in like pressure spots. Like that was fucking weird. That was like you could hear a pin
Yeah.
drop in the fucking weird ass planet. I was all weird in my stomach too, like just because the fucking universe was all weird at that time. Like
Oh yeah.
I lived by myself. I was like researching all this shit. It was fucking weird. My gym was closed down. I was like not like borderline like homeless, like about to be for a minute. Like shit was shitty, you know. So like
Man.
I'm fighting during that, and then I'm just like I'm not even gonna say shit about it until just now because I'm like fucking who gives a fuck? It's fucking bullshit. Fucking go through it, right? But I've been in 5 round fucking pro title fights. I have two pro titles. I had another one vacated to me on a wait miss too. But I've been in those 5 round fights, trained for 5 round fights, been ready for 5 round fights. My brothers went all 5 rounds. I've been in the deep water of those fights and fucking finished people. And I know like I have that Detroit dog. Like that's what I say. Like sometimes people think these guys are from these other countries are like, oh, they're tough, have it tough in other countries. Dude, I fucking think I have it tough in fucking my state. Okay. So I am ready to go get what the fuck's mine. And I'm bringing out that Detroit dog in the deep water. Like we got fucking cardio for days at 185 pounds. Like that's one of the things my guy that I just told you about that I was bragging on, we think he has the best cardio in the world at 155 pounds. That was his thing in college wrestling since he's a baby. That's his thing now. And we think he can break anybody. And that's my number one training partner. And that's who helps me get ready. And that's who I was training, getting ready for his camp. And that is the addition to my game, the wrestling, the counter wrestling, and the drowning motherfuckers in deep water. So I really like I can get good finishes, but like I'm just gonna start taking their fucking souls at the end of the fight. I love that style too. Like how I said I like what I like to watch. One of the things I really like to watch is seeing guys like drown motherfuckers, like kind of like Billy Q style. Even though he didn't finish him last night, I like
Yeah.
seeing like guys just take people's souls in the deep water. So like that I've been working on, that I've been manifesting and developing. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sweet.
that's huge. Well, and to have 5 round experience already, and you're just about to fight in. Well, this is your second time fighting in PFL, right? Because you were in the
Yeah,
Challenger Series before. So
yeah.
I was going to
Third
ask you
time
about that
talking.
too. How does I'm a little bit newer to PFL than I am to the UFC. How exactly does the Challenger Series work? You're basically competing for a chance to go to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they basically just like did. It's basically like contender series. They basically just
Okay.
did.
But it
Like,
counts toward your record, right? Unlike
yeah, yeah.
well, contender series does too,
Yeah,
but the Ultimate Fighter doesn't.
better does
Um,
2 rounds.
okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they just
cool.
did it, and then they just like picked the guy, and then they did like whatever, like from the like then like really like the guys on that show is kind of the roster. So like the other guys that didn't get picked, like it was Delano Taylor who knocked out Roy McDonald last year on short notice and was in there. He just got knocked out by Leo got in there. This guy from Jordan that was the guy that they gave to win the show that they like loved the whole time, but he's been getting just railroaded through Al Jarrah or something. But yeah, so like their roster is not that deep, but that's kind of cool too. So that's the kind of cool thing is
Yeah.
like you don't see a lot of guys like I don't know a lot of guys in PFL and girls and like I'm in these circles, you know, like I don't know a lot of people in PFL, but and they're from all over the world too. They're from like Russia, Brazil, all over the world, and they just like inserted like Fruit Loop me into the mix. So like, fuck it, like. I'm like, here I am, and I'm the only fucking middleweight besides Jake Paul that I've ever even known. So like, I guess maybe I'll like look into it. But like, as far as I know, like I'm about to just like be the uncrowned champion
That's
or
so
something.
exciting. That's huge. Like in PFL, you know, I think a lot of people are sleeping on PFL right now. I think PFL is about to be
Yeah,
really big, like really big, especially with the Jake Paul fight and all that. And you know, people are going to say what they're going to say about that, but whether you like it or not, it brings attention to the sport, and I think that's always a good thing. And the more attention that goes to the sport, the more fights we can put on, and the more fighters can get paid because there's more money coming in when we have more viewership.
yeah, and no, that's the thing. So PFL, and then even people are saying they're buying Bellator now, maybe and stuff, and like
Mm-hmm.
PFL is making power moves, and
Yeah.
like it's loaded everywhere. Like every weight class is fucking loaded. Like there's guys are animals, and it's fucking developing. It's on the come up, and then that's why I'm so pumped because my weight class has nobody that we've heard of. So like I'm about to come in and just like help PFL skyrocket to the next level and fight Jake Paul or do whatever because the middleweights is where they need help. So like I
Oh
guess that's
yeah. Well, and
what
even like the women's side, they pretty much only have featherweight, right? I haven't seen any other divisions
yeah,
really, unless there's just showcase bouts. But for the playoffs, I've only seen featherweight.
they got the 155, the Kayla Harrison
Oh,
weight
that's
class.
right. Yeah.
That's like the big one.
That's got to be tough to find women for that weight class, though. At 155. Oh my gosh. They got to
Yeah,
be absolute monsters.
we got one. We actually have one. She's like a newbie amateur fighter, but
Oh, nice.
she's gonna be at that level. She's like a she's strong. She's like she cuts down but she's not like there's no fat on her. She's all muscle. She played
Wow.
she played like volleyball and sports like that growing up, and she's just Dakota Bellineer. Like, and there's not a lot of girls in that weight either. So like
Yeah.
girls that are like she's coming. She just won a kickboxing fight, has another one coming up, but she can do a bunch of cool shit. Like she's a super athlete. So but yeah, it's rare. So that's the hard thing for like that girl. That girl's 22 years old, working a full-time job, trying to get these amateur fights. You need like they tell you need like 5 to go pro or whatever, right? But like I think we can bypass that, but you're trying to get these amateur fights to be able to go pro, and there's not a lot of girls to fight. There's no other
Yeah.
like the only other girl in our state we already fought. So now we're at like, all right, you wait. These girls have to wait around way longer than the guys, which slows up their process. You don't know what's gonna happen. She just got married. Who knows? Maybe you have a baby, and then that slows you up. And I feel bad for them because getting the girls matchups has been really hard, and we have like I think we have like one of the most talented like up and coming girls teams. But it's just a lot harder to get matchups. Like we have, what do we have? 4 girls. We have 4 girls that fight at 105 pounds. Some of them fight up at 115, but there's only 4 girls in our state that fight at 105 pounds. They just all train at our gym, you know? And then there's not a lot of them. So it's like we're looking for atom weight fights all the time. And like, I just feel bad that the girls can't be as active. But the other side of it is once they turn professional, it's fucking on. You know, they
Right.
don't do like get to 10-0 and do all this crazy shit, like fight for like 10 years like I do. Like they can just like I tell them like once you go pro, it's fucking on, you know. Like
Yeah.
I but it is a lot harder for them. Matching up girls has been like a headache.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, well, and we still got a long way to go with women's MMA. I mean, it's so exciting to see more women training like jujitsu and training striking, boxing, in wrestling too. Like you're seeing high school women's wrestlers now, which when I was in high school, I don't even think that was a thing. You know, if it was, I would have loved to do it. But I don't think it was a thing when I was in high school. I don't remember any female wrestlers. But
Yeah.
now I'm starting to see it a lot, and it's really cool because that means we're gonna see like some freaking monsters in the next like 5-10 years in women's MMA, which is really
Oh
cool.
yeah. Did you do any sports?
No, I didn't really. I mean, when I was younger, I like did like soccer, and my dad wanted me to do track, and I went to like one practice, and then I was like, I don't think this is for me.
I see you lifting heavy stuff now.
Yeah, it's funny because I really didn't get into fitness. Like my dad, he's always been really into fitness. He was a personal trainer at one point, and I never really got into it. I think I was a rebellious child. I didn't want to do what my parents wanted me to do. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But then now, like as I get older, I get more into like the things that they like and that they wanted me to do, and it's funny. And my dad's a big MMA fan too, and he's a big wrestling
Okay.
fan. He loves all of it. He's just a big sports guy in general, but he's a big MMA fan too. And he'll call me after the fights and ask me about the fights and all that kind of stuff. It's fun. But
Is he
yeah,
what got
I
you into MMA?
what'd you say?
Did he get you into MMA?
I think so. I think subconsciously he did. I didn't really get into it until I was in like my early 20s. I really got it, and I'm almost 28 now. But when I was in my early 20s, like 21, 22, that's when I really started to pay attention to it more. But of course, I've always been around it. Like he always, he was always watching The Ultimate Fighter. He was always watching, the pay-per-views and watching as many fights as he could. So I was always around it. And he took us to wrestling meets at Mizzou and stuff like that. So I was always around it. So I think subconsciously it kind of like was just, something I was always around and used to. And then it wasn't until women's MMA became more popular that I really got into it, because I was like, oh man, they look like me. Like that's cool. So that's what really
Mm-hmm.
like got me like hardcore into it. And then especially like watching like Rose Namajunas win the belt and all that kind of stuff at women's strawweight and seeing that progress, that's when I really got like die hard into it. And ever since then, I've just been obsessed with the MMA and just I love watching it. I love just like following the stories, learning more about the fighters, and just learning more about like what goes into it. Because I feel like that's kind of where we miss a lot of times with MMA fans, is like just educating the fans of like how this sport works and what goes into it. Because it's like, yeah, a lot of people really don't understand like all that goes behind the scenes and what goes into it, what it takes to be a fighter.
Yeah, yeah, like my 10 months off of like just randomly getting ducked because I'm like a fucking bubble boy between like UFC and fucking not you know what I'm saying? Like people
Yeah.
don't see that shit. That shit sucks. Like that's it. Like that's not cool. There's a lot of guys out there probably just like can't get matchups and shit like that. But
Yeah.
injuries, fighting injured.
Well, a
But
lot of
like
people have to work a full-time job too when they're starting out. Like a lot of people don't realize that.
yeah, like my animal's saved up because he's about to fucking stop and just train full time. That's what I call Tyler. That's what I call
That's
him.
funny.
But like the fucking animal, the animal goes to bed at 1:30 in the morning, wakes up at 5 a.m.,
Oh my God.
works all the way till works like hard ass labor till 3, does a cardio workout, takes a nap, wakes up, comes to practice for like 3 hours, goes home, never misses a day. Just an absolute machine. Had to actually like stop. Like he was like before that, he was like running like 5 miles, 10 to 9 miles every morning, like before work. Like
Oh
he's
my
just been a machine
gosh.
his whole life. Um, yeah. So I'm like, dude, once you're able to sleep before your fights, you're gonna be an animal. Jeez, oh Pete. But like, yeah, so some of these guys are doing that. So that's one of the cool things. Like I got the like having a gym is like, um, I get to just kind of like live that life, and I do teach. So like I teach kids classes, and that's probably the most stressful part of my day. I teach like beginner, like not even like I teach like little kids, like 4 to 6
Oh
year olds,
wow.
4 to 7 year olds, but I get them really really good, and like we have like our prodigy program, and yeah, and then I teach like I train MMA fighters and teach all that shit. But um, that's cool too. Like I like that. But like it's not even hard. Like I just can do what I need to do. You know.
Yeah, well, at
But
least what you're doing is kind of tied into, it's tied into the sport. So you're
yeah,
working, but you're also doing something that probably
I
sharpens you a
don't.
little bit and helps you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even feel like I'm working. Like I could even like I'll even like work out with people. Like it's like I work out. I'll train in like my adult classes. I train in almost every single one of them. Like sometimes if I'm hurt or I'm not like fucking feeling like training, like I'll like watch and stuff. But like I would say 98% of the time I'm out there, like I'll coach the drills and stuff, and then I'm out there with them, and I used to go with everyone all the time, but now because we're a bigger gym, I wait till motherfuckers get good because I don't really like going with like new, like shitty people or like spazzy like guys. But like there's always guys that come in. Like this other day, we had like a 230-pound wrestler, and like he fucked up some like smaller guys. Like I'm
Oh,
sure my
wow.
brother, like my brother's like, yeah, go with my brother. Like I always get like randoms thrown at me, but like anyways, I fucking train with these motherfuckers, like hands on, and I feel what the fuck they're doing right and what the fuck they're doing wrong, and we fix it. And I feel like that's part of the reason why our team is really good is like we have a whole like huge coaching staff, but our main MMA coaches are me and my brother, and we're both active MMA fighters. We're both like constantly growing and getting better on the fly in the game, the current game too, not like the old school game. I don't want to like my
Right.
guys ain't learning the old school shit. They're learning like the tip of the iceberg, like today's game, and I'm out there with them, so I'm feeling them every day. And then we have like camera systems. I can go back and rewatch classes and rewatch people spar if I want to. If guys are getting ready for fights, I'll go rewatch them at home.
Oh, that's
On the
huge. That's got to
Yeah,
be
or
super
just on my
helpful.
phone or TV. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that way I can like actually like I can go out there and spar and then go like rewatch everything. Or like the other day, one of my kids just turned 14. One of our phenom like karate kids. He's like national champion. He knocked out a 22-year-old with a spinning heel kick in
Oh my
MMA class.
gosh.
So like we didn't get to see it. So like we went, grabbed the camera, rewinded it. We're like, oh shit! All right, we got it. So like we do that all the time. It's pretty fun.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, it's been really great talking to you and figuring out like what all goes into your game plan and what your background and what excites you, what motivates you. That's awesome. But before we wrap up, I kind of want to ask you like what what's about your life, like your life outside of the ring, outside of this? Like what's your hobbies? What kind of stuff are you into outside of MMA and karate and all that?
This is the fucked up part. Nothing. I have. I, there are no hobbies like besides like watching MMA. Like last night, like um watching the fights, and then
Do you watch a
betting.
lot of the fights? Like
I
UFC
watch,
and PFL and all that?
I watch almost every PFL unless it's at a random time that I'm training at, and then I watch like
Sure.
every UFC. So I never miss any fight. So that's why I'm like so salty about those undercard guys. Is I see like every asshat that gets in there that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, kill that guy. Like, you kidding me? But yeah, so like I watch every single fight. That's all I do is I like dissect. Like we got all our guys fighting for like amateurs and stuff. We're like watching their opponents. We're like running like full time, like full fledged, plan on being one of the top. Like in our head, like we already are one of the top gyms in the world. Just it hasn't manifested yet. Like it's 100%. Like I'm leading the charge right here. Like me and Tyler, we looked at ourselves like we're like Adesanya and Volkanovski because we're coming out of the high level striking gym with some crazy shit that motherfuckers don't know about. And then we have all our like youth and prospects coming up, just like savages, the girls, the guys. But even now, like me and my career, like if you were just walking around like watching me and examining me for a little bit, you'd be like, this motherfucker thinks he's number one in the world and like actually like fucking lives it like he does, like trains like he does, like thinks like he does. And like here's the thing, like I might be the best fucking middleweight in PFL right now. As soon as I fucking walk in there, and like in my head, I already am. Like you don't just like become $1 million fighter. Like the last contract I had, if I would have played out for PFL, it would have turned out to like 1.9 million in 5 fights in 1 year. One contract, 1.9 million total. Right? That's pretty cool. I would like that. Right? And like I feel like $1 million fighter right now. I felt like one for a couple years. I feel like I should have been one back during the pandemic. I fucked up. Like some things happened, but that made me even better. But I feel like one already. So it's like it's not gonna be like shocking for me when I go start just viral and knocking out everyone. Like oh my gosh, you won $1 million. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But cause I already feel like one. I already feel like I'm the best. And like I read someone read me some astrology stuff, and my astrology needed me to go through that to get to the ultimate peak. Like that's Capricorn rising, all that, whatever that means. But it all it all made sense. And like
Yeah.
so in the end, like I always knew since I was a little kid, since I was a 9-year-old, flying on a private karate team, private jets, going to this stuff, like watching Wonder Boy. I do the Raymond Daniels, Michael Page style karate too. Lots of bullshit karate out there. Lots of bullshit karate. High different levels of karate, and we do that. So that's what we got. We're like probably the top team that does that. That's going to be producing a lot of good MMA guys. So we got like we got some glitches ready for the game, and I'm excited. I'm excited to fuck shit up, stir some shit up, and be the face of PFL middleweights because I don't
Yeah.
know, like MMA, like I've asked a lot of people in MMA, a lot of like you're one of them. I asked a lot of media who's the face of PFL 185. I don't know, so might as well be me.
That's so exciting. It's great timing for you. That is such
Perfect. The
like
stars
perfect
align.
storm.
There's nobody in the fucking division but me and Jake Paul. This is fucking beautiful.
That would be so cool to see you fight Jake Paul too. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That would be amazing. Yeah, well,
right.
and that's a great answer too. Like I was kind of expecting you to say that when I asked that question. I was kind of expecting you to be like, "No, I don't do anything. This is all I do." And I love that cuz it's like really like if you want to get to that top level, like you got to be freaking obsessed. Like this has to be like your life.
Fuck yeah. And like they kind of talk about on Ultimate Fighter, like how those guys that were there, how hungry they are coming back. Like some of them were just cut on, fought some tough guys and stuff. And I feel like I had a little small, little like tough breaks. Like I manifested my way to the Contender Series. I manifested everything. I came from my own gym. I was like head coaching myself at the time. I like make my head coach myself. I didn't have a manager, nothing like until like right before that. Like I knew like I'm like, I'm gonna get there. Watch, 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 watch. I'll just beat the people. Like fucking they can't deny me. Once they see me and start fucking seeing me, watching me fight, like they can't deny me. So I already manifested this. And then I had some stumbles, had to make some adjustments, tweak the potion a little bit, you know, tweak the
Yeah.
recipe. And yeah, like this has already been like this is like yeah, this has already been done. It's already been written. And like I feel like yeah, it's just fucking crazy how the world works. Just like I just
Isn't
like
it?
yeah, even just doing this interview right now, boom, knew it was gonna happen.
That's
Everything,
so
bam.
cool.
Wow.
I have the same like I'm the same way as you. Like I believe in like manifestation and like just like self-belief and like no matter what the naysayers say, no matter what the haters say, like like you believe in yourself enough, like you will make things happen and you will like get to the level you want to get to. I believe that 100%.
I know 100%. I know 100%. Even like me being at the UFC on the 4th of July, ready to be on weight, like stuff like that. Like I was gonna go to every single fucking, I would go to fucking every fight, weigh in and be on ready if I had to. Like I'm fucking relentless. Like there's no way you're not gonna see me expressing my art on the top stages. And that's why like once I came up short there, I was like, all right, Dustin, blah 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 fucking get caught off guard with the fucking days notice, whatever, right? But all that shit just fucking fuels you. It just feeds the fire. It lets you know, like, when I get back there, which is now, that's coming up 2 weeks from Wednesday,
Yeah.
right? On ESPN Plus. Go get it, check it in, right? So, like, it's fucking time. It's go time. So, I'm definitely the best person that this guy's ever been in the cage with, and I respect his skills. I'm prepared for his skills. But when my skills are on, it's a problem for anybody. So yeah, we're locked in. We're ready to manifest. This is a lot of years in the making. So we're time. We're ready to cause a ruckus. So we're gonna stir the pot, fuck some people up. It's gonna be a red, white, and blue ass whooping.
That's so exciting. I'm so hyped for this. I'm so excited to see you. And is it an MSG in New York?
Yeah, it's at the theater at MSG.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, that's still
yeah,
amazing. I mean, that's a big stage. And to be on that card with Shane Burgos in the main event, I mean, that's huge.
yeah. That's a sweet card. So I'm hoping I'm
What time does that card start?
6:30 is the prelims. I think I'm like the last prelim or the second to last prelim.
Okay.
So who knows what drops that might be on the main thing, but like if I do a fucking what I'm probably about to fucking do, it's probably gonna get aired after on the main card too. Like I fucking do sick ass fucking viral shit, and the way this motherfucker comes at people, like he comes at people with vicious fucking strikes, which with my style that lines up to like I'm gonna take your fucking head. So like this isn't like that's the cool thing about my fights too. So that's why I'm excited too to get in these bigger promotions and start getting to steal my style, see my style and stuff because it's like I'm coming to fucking murder them. You're not gonna see me get a fucking 29, 28. Fucking like it's that like it's fucking heal the head. That's all she wrote. So like that's the mentality, and that's fucking exciting. And I'm happy. I'm like a kid on Christmas. I get to fucking play murder in front of the fucking world. Like how sweet is that? How fucking sweet is that? That I'm gonna get paid the most money I've ever gotten paid in my whole life to go out there with my shirt off and play a simulated game of fucking death real fucking quick. And like between you and me, actually, maybe this will get out there because everyone's watching. But I've, I've, I wasn't even like I hated the way I didn't even look good in my last fights because I was in the gym so much because it's summer and I was in Vegas and Texas and shit. I'm like so tan right now, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And like my hair right now is not even at its peak. Like I'm about to be like so. I've been working on my fucking beauty more than ever too. So I'm like,
Well,
be
hey,
like,
it's important, like your image as a fighter too. I mean, that matters. Like you see a lot of like the top level champions like Adesanya, he's a good looking guy. Like a lot of these guys, like they put effort into what they look like too, because you want to put on a show and you want to get that attention and promote yourself. So all that stuff, it's got to help for sure.
yeah, so I'm about to just like be glowing out there. I'm trying to be like the most beautiful fucking fighter on the PFL at 185 roster, the best fighter on the PFL, the most charismatic, the tallest. I don't even know. Like I'm gonna really have a word with the PFL 185.
That's amazing. Well, where can people follow you? Where can we keep track of you? I mean, I know I follow you on Instagram, but drop your
Yeah,
handles.
Instagram at Korey Kuppe is probably the best. KOREYKUPPE Cuppy like puppy. And then yeah, I have Twitter, which is X now. I couldn't find it because now it's X. I have Twitter. Um, I can tweet some really sweet shit, but like also sometimes like I don't have that many like followers on Twitter as like other stuff, so it's weird. So like
I know I have the same problem. I never use Twitter because I'm like, I don't
yeah.
know.
So I'll like use it a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna be better on it when like I can get more shit talk on it and people watch more. But like
Yeah.
also it's not like that small, but like there's a lot more people on the other platforms for us. And then yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
do
it seems
like
like
I do
Instagram's been really good for MMA.
yeah, yeah. And I have all these creepy like I'll like post stuff on Twitter that I know is gonna manifest itself in the feed. This is fucking weird of me, but I know it's gonna manifest itself. So even though it's like 3:45 a.m. and I know nobody's even gonna fucking read it besides like a couple fucking weirdos, I'm like, I'm gonna post this because 3 years from now I'm gonna go back and share this and be like, I told you motherfuckers. Fucking knew it the whole time. So I've been posting some creepy shit throughout the years, like little clues that are gonna make sense later.
That's all. I love that. That's so funny. Yeah, because then you're gonna look back on it later and be like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
said it. I told you guys."
Yeah, even like all this shit, like all like the big like debates like that everybody had since 2020 and then like everything, like all the politics shit, like I was right about everything. Like I got it all. I posted it all. I'm like, dude, I didn't even fucking share it to tell people, but I know I'm like, yo, I don't only posted that just because I already knew that I was right about everything. So I
That's
wouldn't have
funny.
posted it. But yeah, that yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on that, whatever. I'm gonna make a YouTube channel fucking soon. I've been waking like
Yeah.
I make stuff for our gym and stuff, so like we do that a lot. But I'm I'm like filming some stuff right now because it's so hard, but like you got to do it. And like I'm filming some behind the scenes shit, so we're gonna get some sweet shit at PFL, and then really just like watch the fight because I'm about to go fucking viral on this motherfucker's Saudi face, and I don't give a fuck. Like, fucking, there's a reason there's no fucking Saudi guys in the fucking PFL or UFC. Like, this is fucking America, and I'm fucking defending our fucking country here. Like, you're not coming in and just like feeding me to like this fucking Saudi guy. Fuck that shit. He's getting fucked up. So, yeah, if we need to make this a country war, we'll make it a fucking country war. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of these fucking. I don't give a fuck. I don't like the guys fucking in my own state. I don't like any of them. Like, if you're fighting me, fuck you. So, yeah, I'm showing up to New York. It's gonna be straight fucking beef with everybody, and then I'm gonna hit you up after I do what I do. I'm like, I told you so. You're the real interview I did.
Well, I'm super, super excited. So yeah, August 23rd, tune in and watch Korey Kuppe get another viral finish. I'm excited. I am so excited. Well, that's awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for taking the time to come on here on your relaxing Sunday. You know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Well, let me know anything I can do to help you, support you. Just hit me up anytime you need something. I'll try to do my best to help you promote that fight and cover the fight afterwards and talk about your amazing viral finish. I'm excited.
That's my sponsor, Kendra Lust.
Oh, there we go.
Boom. She has a podcast, I think.
Nice.
Beauty and the Beast and some other stuff. Check it out. But yeah, she trains at my gym, her and her daughter. So she's a real good sponsor that's been helping me out. Get ready for fucking war. So shout out to her. She's like one of my best sponsors right now. So I'm rocking the unit.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. Again, anything I can do to support, let me know. I appreciate your time and have a good rest of your Sunday, man.
All right. Thank you. It was nice to meet you. Nice talking with you.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye.
Peace.